you've never seen a sunrise quite like this? Well, here it is. Here it is. You've never seen a sunrise quite like this. This morning, I'm flying solo. And I'm just going to keep it real, as I always do. My co-host is late. Yes, it was bound to happen at some point. So it's you and it's me, and we're just going to make this happen today, guys. Stick with me. I don't want you to leave. Hold on. Wait. He's here. Hello. You have him online? Can you hear me? Hello?
Tami. Oh my word, it's the alarm. The alarm.
I'm over him.
Come. Ooh.
Seriously?
Morning. Bless up. Honey, sweat me. Respect.
I'm over him.
Tami!
I'm over him. Oh my goodness. No, I'm done. No, don't hug me. I'm done.
I made it. Listen. I made it. I'm here. Listen, do not rely on alarms to wake you up in the morning. That's my word to all of you. Tami.
I'm ashamed I am.
I'm there.
I can't believe you're coming to people that work late.
Tami, I'm
in
here.
fine style though.
Hey, look at you.
Morning, my friend.
Hey,
Morning. Don't do me that again.
Listen.
I cannot bother people.
I'm here.
Y'all thought it was me who was going to be late the first time. See who catch it there? Him. I can't bother.
No, Karen watching like, me tell him.
Karen, I'm going to blame you too. Karen is sleeping out. Karen doesn't even know. I can't bother.
Oh my word.
Well,
it's a good morning.
It is. Maybe we should start with tea time just that we feel like we're back here together. Ready? A one, a two, a one. When tea time come, pana.
We don't want no tea, pana. Only the bed. When you jump on it, pana. Pam.
I'm curious to know, what makes you our MTM first cousin?
What makes me? Because I watch you all every day. Every morning, my sunrise is to watch MTM. I mean, there is days that,
I love that.
Nothing to watch, but sometimes I go back to your, to maybe ones that I have missed in the very beginning.
Yes.
But I just love your show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
That's so good.
I love it. I love your children, Jackson, Ozzy.
Thank you. Atlas, Ivy, Ahulipa,
Yes. It's them doors.
Exactly. She's a headline queen for life. I'm going to do it. I'm going to record it, and it's going to be the thing.
I feel like you're going to have a whole album by the time we're done
just
here.
about news and
just about me. I love that for me. Anyway, let's get started like how I was on time.
TK, drop the word. Drop the word.
I'm here. All right.
Let's get started on time, shall we?
Better late than
never. Which is right. All right, so let's jump into the headlines. Good morning, everyone. Minister pledges to improve water woes in Negril. So, Minister without portfolio with responsibility for water, Senator Matthew Samuda, has declared that the government remains steadfast in their mission to rectify the current water crisis in Negril, Westmoreland. The tourism town is parched, its residents and businesses thirsting for relief as the drought looms heavily over the community. Senator Samuda acknowledges the agony felt by the local stakeholders and affirms that the government has intentionally invested resources into the area to alleviate some of the pressure. He also promises a flood of additional investments to overhaul the region's infrastructure. Negril, Westmoreland on a whole, they are having some serious water challenges.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know it is without water.
You know, there's no substitute. There's absolutely no substitute for water, and that is why I'm sure they are feeling it down there. But I'm happy for the assurance from the government, which means that something will happen very, very soon. They've invested millions in resources to ensure that they will be able to supply water again and alleviate and eliminate, in fact, the water crisis.
Not having water though is one of those things that make you feel away.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there are a lot of things that could be going wrong, but no water is one of the things that just make you go, no, sir, we can't.
Now imagine, you feel that way. Imagine being on vacation in a new country with all these plans and there's no water at your resort, for example. So it's rough.
And it's not just about being, I mean, like we have to think about food preparation and, you know, just general hygiene and it's a lot. It's a lot.
Get ready! The best ever international meet to be staged in Jamaica. The inaugural Jamaica Athletics Invitational, a World Continental Tour Silver with a star-studded cast of international and local stars. Saturday, May 11, 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at the National Stadium. Featuring the Olympic champion Hansel Parchment, former world champion Fred Curley, British record holder Darnell Hughes, rising triple jump sensation Jaden Hibbert, Kyron McMaster, and Kristen Coleman, two-time world champion Danielle Williams, former world champion Dina Asher Smith, world record holder Toby Amusa, world championship medalist Shanika Ricketts, Marie-Jose Talou, St. Lucian Hot Shot, Julian Alfred, Nia Ali, Rochelle Clayton, Kemba Nelson, plus a surprise entertainment package never seen before in Jamaica.
Mindset Conference 2024, the Gospel Edition, Monday to Wednesday, May 20 to 22, at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel with Pastor John Gray, Pastor Travis Green, Dr. Jackie Green, Todd Galbert, Phil Thomas, Minister Marion Hall, Kevin Downswell, Sharon Gardner, Rhoda Isabella, Pastor Junior Tucker, Bishop Everton Thomas, and many more. Join us for dinner, workshop, panel discussions, praise and worship, undiluted word, and concert every night. Mindset Conference. For more info, mindsetconference.org. Get your tickets now.
My underlying principle is love God more than you love the music. Because if God is your guide, then everything will be all right. But if you love the music more, then the music can lead you to any direction. That is why, as you said before, many people started out in church, but don't remain in church. They remain with God because they have allowed the music to lead them and not God.
Can I ask you a question? 4 albums in.
4, yeah.
You are still ministering through music.
Yes.
Why is that so important to you?
Because I believe that's a gift God has given me to share his message. And I think it has inspired people and continue to inspire people. And, you know, when I started, I didn't think I could write, to be honest with you. I remember when I was doing my first song, I tried to get a lot of people to write for me. And a lot of people rejected the idea of writing for me because I was a nobody at the time. But I think God saw my heart and decided to place a few songs in my heart. And I've decided to continue to share that kind of ministry to people, to bring people back to him. And one of the things I've always said to God, help that whatever music I have some impact, not just to entertain, but to minister.
That Christ can save anybody if you only trust in him. He can save you from your sins, cleanse your heart within. Say, if you can walk upon the water, you can walk upon the water, and raise a man's little daughter. If you can mend a broken heart, you can give me a brand new start. There's nothing you can do.
Where people are more confused about me, unsure of which box to place me in. Confined to this body as it hardens, tired of explaining again and again how I can claim Jamaica as my origin. I am confined to this body, but it's all people see. And when they get to know me, they realize I am more than just my body.
You know, where does this begin? Well, talk to us about the inspiration behind this Lit Fest.
Well, my background is not this kind of thing, but I've always enjoyed. I came to Jamaica in 1970 and started reading Jamaica Lavish from the start and enjoyed it very much. But the actual, what triggered this was after Calabash last year, Margaret Busby, who was presenting there, came to stay with me with her partner's a friend I know from London. And it got me thinking about doing something on St. Mary, northeast side of the island. Also something a little more down to earth. I don't want to say anything about Calabash, but Calabash is an event for bigger people, if you like. What we try to do is give everybody a chance. Some high performing people like we have here today, but also other people too. So the idea is to open it up. But I also help out in a local school I went there to help out with maths. We found out they couldn't do the maths because they couldn't read the question. So I turned to helping with reading. So it moves on from there, trying to combine the two, which is why we wanted to include some of the school kids.
Yeah. This is a tough topic.
One that you have to take a deep breath every time you talk about domestic violence and sexual violence.
I'm glad you started there. What is the difference between domestic violence and sexual violence?
The major, I wouldn't even think about a difference because in the context of domestic violence, you have sexual violence. And most sexual violence cases happen in domestic violence setting. So it happens in the family, cousin having sex with cousin, brother having sex with sister, the mothers having dated some men that they can't satisfy, and the daughters over to them. So you have it in that context, but then you have sexual violence in community context. And we often say that many persons who go through sexual violence really knows who the persons are. And that is one of the reasons why it becomes so difficult for many persons to talk about it. You know, generations ago, we often, it is a taboo in Jamaica to even talk about being a victim of sexual assault or any form of sexual violence. And so many persons don't want to talk about it because it's traumatic. It affects one's emotions, and it can stay there for years. You have gone through it as a child, and as an adult, you're still displaying signs of depression as a result of it. So it's a very traumatic event for many persons to talk about. Having gone through it, do not want to relive the situation, because many persons, every time they talk about it, they are reliving the situation that they found themselves in.
Absolutely, that's how trauma works,
And it's across genders.
Yes.
And it's across genders.
It happens.
Domestic violence, sexual violence has no gender. So oftentimes we talk about it impacting women and girls, which, because they are the vulnerable in society, we pay a lot of attention to it. But oftentimes we don't pay attention to the boys.
The boys,
who are sexually assaulted.
And then
as children, and have to live with that. You know, when somebody touches you without your consent, it's as if you have lost control of yourself. That is what it is.
Our days get a little complex sometimes. Often so many things make sense, yet so many do not. We are being intentional about giving prominence to the big stories in order to clarify and enlighten. Lead Story explains who, what, when, where, why, and how. Lead Story with George Davis, weekdays at 6:30 p.m. on CVMTV.
On Royal Palm Estate.
I am going to get to the bottom of this case. I owe that to Julia Blackburn.
In the middle of all of that, why not try to find out who shoot Richard Blackburn there?
When is Pam Pam coming back?
I have some bad news about Pam Pam, miss.
Oh, what now, Joyce?
Well, she's making a baby.
You want to come practice feel up with me and then come say you never had sexual intercourse with me?
The Bible says we must not commit fornication. The Bible does not say that we must not caress.
If I have business to conduct, then I do come into Kingston.
Just like Ted.
Are you referring to my dear departed husband?
Oh yes, my dear departed baby father.
Well, you can't be a master for that.
Why you say that?
A master never knows how to do the damage.
Royal Palm Estate is on CVM every Tuesday and Sunday at 9 p.m.
Is the Live to Give Foundation?
Well, yeah, man. Well, it's a charitable organization. Just to put it out there, it's a fully registered, compliant with the government regulations. Yes, fully registered.
If you've never started a foundation, people don't know how hard and serious it is.
It's difficult. I mean, you're trying to do good, but it's so difficult getting it done. But nonetheless, we are compliant, so we are registered fully. But it was just born out of just the need to give. So we are registered and we provide support to persons who are in need, persons who need help with food, basic things like just food. You would be surprised to know, how many persons are living below the poverty line. Sometimes what we take for granted, other people don't really have. So we provide food, we provide educational support, scholarships every year.
Back to school, a Christmas treat at the end of the year.
At the end of the year. We find a children's home to kind of do that.
How do we donate?
So you can donate via cash to our VMBS account, or you can drop off food items.
Where?
Link us up on Instagram. In Stonehill, in Meadowbrook, in Kingston. Those are the main 3 areas within the corporate
And what's the Instagram handle?
Live to Give Jamaica.
Yes, so
Makes
Instagram
sense.
and Facebook.
Live to Give
Jamaica.
Live to Give.
Live to Give Jamaica.
I love this.
Yeah, come on with us.
And let me just tell you, it's going to be easy. Listen, the science has proven that the part of the brain that's activated when you're giving is the same part where we experience pleasures. Oxytocin releases, that's science. Scripture, Acts 20:25 says, it's blessed to give than to receive. So you have no excuse. You're going to benefit when you give support, Live to Give. Thank you very much.
Any parent guilt being here instead of at home?
Yes.
I have parent guilt every morning. I have to come here because I'm not at home helping to get everybody ready and out to school.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And even though this is something we're going to do for years to come, those isolated days, or even if it was every day that I had to do it, it's just horrible. How do we get past that and through that and get over it?
And find the balance.
It's absolutely hard, and I'm happy that you mentioned that, because parent guilt for us, like right now, is that our daughter's school time is a little bit pushed back right now, so she is there in the lobby waiting.
She's not sad about it. And that's the thing, like, our kids aren't the ones who put this on us. It's us who put it on us. And I had somebody tell me once that if you have parent guilt, then if you're even worried about that you're doing a good job, means you're doing a good job. And I get that, but I would love to be able to kind of put it aside and really kind of just get on with being a parent.
It's always challenging, especially with my wife and I, because we are pursuing this, fulfilling our purpose, and then we have to sometimes grab our daughter with us. And a lot of time people think that our daughter is homeschooled because of our travel routine.
Because we travel that much.
Yeah, so sometimes we have to pull her from school to travel with us, especially if my sister can't come to the house to stay with her. And so sometimes we have to travel and leave her, and sometimes I feel a guilt, you're calling from here to say, do you get ready to go to school and stuff like that. So you feel it's in the back of your mind, but at the same time you want to create something that when she's big enough, she can stand on our shoulder and see further and go further.
That's
so
tough.
So it's an important thing you're doing, and she's not able to see it right now. Later on, she's going to value. But what the daughter said to me recently, she said, Daddy, when we were telling her stories about growing up, I said, listen, we were very, very serious about our recreation time. So if we need to go to the movie, we'll find somebody who make them stay with it. Yeah, you are irresponsible people.
But no, how do we reconcile that? Because there is building our dreams and building our, let's take it even from another standpoint. We have to go out and work. We have to earn. We have to do this. But then we also want our children to be well, and we want them to be happy. And it's like, how do we create time and space? Is there a way to balance it out? I hate the word balance, but how do we say, okay, well, if I have to work this hard this time, maybe I can say on a Saturday morning for 2 hours. How do we do that?
I love that question because it's very real. And it becomes real when you hear them speak. And so we have to look out for clues. Sometimes you'll hear them say things like, oh, Mommy, you're always busy. You're always gone. Or my daughter will say, you're leaving again? And she said, you expect me to sleep a whole weekend and you're not here? What that does for me is it reminds me that as soon as I get home, I must make some time for us to have some kind of discussion. Say, hey, Amy, how you doing? Let's go have a girls' day out. Let's go have ice cream. Because I need her to at least let me know what is going on inside of her head. I want her to understand too.
I feel like in Jamaica we have this style where we just say we see dogs on the road
every day.
we don't consider them lost. We're just like, see them there. How can we change that perception, and why do we need to?
Well, a lot of the times you see a dog on the road, you don't necessarily think it has an owner because it might not wear a collar. But a lot of the times the dogs that are on the road, they know how the road works. So they know not to walk into the traffic, and they know how to avoid the cars and all of that. Dogs that aren't used to being on the road, they're like dodging cars, and you know, they're scared, they're shaking. So you can tell this dog does
not belong here.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on. Or you can even call out to him and be like, hey, and if the dog just walks up to you, like I've done that before, seeing a dog just running on the street, and I'm like, this dog is, something's up with this dog. And I just called over to him, and he ran over to me and hopped in my car. I was like, all right, cool.
This dog used to this.
Yeah. I was like, okay, well, I drove up and down the street, and I was like, do you know this dog? Because there was a lot of construction going on. So I asked all the workers, I was like, do you know this dog? And they're like, no. And so I took him to the nearest vet, which was just like 2 minutes around the corner, Noah's Ark. And I was like, please, please, please hold this dog for me. Like, he's lost. He's not wearing a collar, but he's sweet, and he belongs to somebody.
Right.
And it took about 6 days for his owners to locate him, and they came. And I've had other people call, and they're like, oh, is it my dog? And I was like, well, let's see. And you ask them some questions first, and you make sure they're not just trying to come and take someone's dog. And then eventually the owners were like, oh my God, that's my dog. I've been looking for him. I'm like, well, you know, that I found him running up and down on the road. You need to get him a collar. You need to get a tag on the collar, which is Mocha has it. Even though she doesn't leave my side. She has a collar and a tag, and the tag has my name and number. So if anything ever happens to her,
somebody can be in contact.
Somebody can be in contact.
'Cause I am blessed and highly favored. CVMTV, say I am blessed and highly favored. Say I am blessed and highly favored. And I was about with a price, a godly sacrifice, 'cause I am blessed and highly favored. I'm so blessed, nobody can steal my joy up, take my love away. I'm so blessed that God provides for me in every single way. I'm so blessed that God grant me mercy each and every day. So blessed, sing I am. Let me see all of the sunrisers this morning. Say I am blessed and highly favored. Say I am blessed and highly favored. And I was about with a price, a godly sacrifice, 'cause I am blessed and the heart. Put somebody do me a favor in your car, you know, praise God. Say, when the Lord blesses you, nobody can curse you.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Danique, and you are locked into the baddest cooking show on TV right now. Cooking with Love with Chef Simpson on CVMTV. So make sure you stay tuned.
I know this. So, you know, it's like when we say, we are share the man.
Do you know his birthday? We messing with the same. Oh, yeah.
Ay, Dios mío.
And of course, your girl is on, so make sure you stay tuned.
Oh, pretty, oh, pretty me. You can't compare you next to me.
Thanks for staying with us. You know what time it is. It is time for our final thoughts. So, final thoughts.
Final thoughts
is there are many people who have degrees and are still suffering, right? And so I'm not saying don't go to school. Absolutely go to school. I have 2.5 degrees, right?
You're not suffering.
And I'm not suffering. But a lot of what I am doing today is because of the disciplines I learned from my studies, but mainly because of how I've applied myself as an entrepreneur. When I go into a room and train, in last minute, I decided to do a postgraduate in education and training. I have a master's degree from UCL, which is #1 in the world in terms of the built environment, the department I was in, but I'm doing something almost different from what I studied, right? So it depends on what you really want in life. So
okay,
you choose.
Okay, fair enough. It is important to weigh it all, right? Weigh your skills, weigh your talents, weigh your passions. If it is that you want something that will require a degree, go for it. Go for it and be excellent at it, and you'll reap your reward.
Yeah.
You'll reap your reward.
So if you want to go to school, go to school. Like, spend the money. I mean, we buy frivolous things all the time. Am I saying that school is frivolous? In some certain circumstances, yes. But at the end of the day, it's where you want your life to go and what value you place on the different things in your life. So if it is that you want to make money, maybe school will hold you back a little. Sometimes it'll help you though. So it just depends. Just do what you want to do. Just weigh how much you're spending and know that you can afford it.
And my final thought is really, really simple. It's worth it if you want it. And I will leave it there. That's a wrap for the roundtable today. Thank you to our amazing guests this morning. And before we go, though, we have to give a special shout out to our super sunrisers on YouTube. Odette Wilson, hi. Divine Ray and Sharon Stewart, hello to you all. Thank you for always rising and engaging with us. And we'd love to get in touch with you. So send us a DM. And until next time, guys, remember to be good and be on purpose.